Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Ben Hughes of the band Stateside. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, man? It's really awesome to be here. Super stoked.
I'm very stoked to have you on. Stateside has been on my radar, and I caught the LDB Fest video as well. I think from Diazable, he's been posting like every fucking set on Instagram. And it looked like a lot of fun. So stoked to have you.
Dude, likewise.
First things first. What coffee are you drinking?
So I'm drinking some drip coffee right now. My roommate works at Golden State Coffee. He's like a roaster there. And that's I think it's in orange. Pardon me, but he brings back beans that he roasts sometimes. And this is, let me grab the bag here. This is whatever this is.
Dude, I can't even read that.
That's probably reversed for you on the camera, perhaps. But it's notes of mandarin, brown sugar, black tea, honey processed.
What's
I kind
the
of don't
origin?
really know what goes into the production of coffee like this. I just like to consume it.
What is the origin?
But it tastes really good. It's, I think it's a single origin from Costa Rica.
Hell yeah. We love to see it.
It tastes good.
Dude, a honey process from Costa Rica, 9 times out of 10 is going to taste good. That's just good coffee.
I don't even know what honey process means, to be quite honest with you.
It's weird. Honey process is like, basically, it's like halfway between a dried and a washed. So dry is like the more natural, they call it natural process, but they dry it in the sun.
Sure.
Wash process is like they soak it in water for a time to like let the fruit kind of get all like veiny. It kind of like soaks off the bean, and then they run it through like a pulper, and it separates the seeds from the. But both processes, they go through a pulper. It's just one of them dries the cherry to where it basically comes off in a natural way. The water just washes. It's basically how it sounds. Honey process is in between. So it's like they dry it for a bit, then they soak it in a tub, then they put it through a pulper. Okay. So it develops a bit of a fruitier, but still kind of balanced. And then there's like red honey, black honey, yellow honey. There's like, and it all depends on like I think the timing of the drying. That's where I get a little lost too, because there's so much science that goes into it that I don't know about either. So I just know it tastes good.
Dude, that's crazy. So there's no honey involved.
No, there's no honey there. It's because it develops like this mucilage that has like a honey texture.
Okay.
From what and I might be misled there, but from what I've heard and read about, that's kind of why they call it honey process, is because it develops like a natural honey around it. I have a coffee from Calgary by Phil and Sebastian. It's called Elder Chavez Honey. It's also honey geisha. And this has got peach nectar, oolong tea, and honey notes. And it's my last cup that I'm gonna have from this.
Awesome. How did you brew it?
V60. I do V60 pour over usually, or I've actually been on an AeroPress kick.
Dude, AeroPress is awesome. I used to have one. Honestly, probably superior, because I was a big French press guy for a long time, just because it's super easy. And AeroPress is like, you get the same flavor, but without the particulates, because it has the filter. Because it's like halfway between a drip and a French. But the taste to me is like the immersion brew.
You get like it's like a immersion, but with more clarity.
Exactly, yeah. You don't have that like the filmy kind of, because it's just like the particulates floating around.
That's why I never liked French presses. It was very oily and like it has like a muddy finish to me. So, but when I got an AeroPress, I didn't find a good recipe for the longest time, so it was always aggravating. But then I found Tim Wendelboe from Norway. He's got like a really good AeroPress recipe, and I used 2 filters instead of 1 to make it even cleaner. And And so I've been on that because it brews in 90 seconds. So I'm just like,
Oh, that's sick.
yeah, it's fast.
I
Ooh.
gotta try that. I actually lost my air. I don't know where it is right now because I moved last year, and in the move, I just like I remember packing the thing up, and on the other side, I just haven't been able to find it. But my cousin is really into coffee, and he gave me a a filter that's actually more like it basically when you plunge it, it makes it more like an espresso shot. It's like a metal, like a fine mesh filter.
Mhm. I used to have one of those and I lost it.
Yeah, but it's super cool. I think it even has like one side's like a little spout or something like that. I don't know if you know the same one, but
The fellow one where you, like, put a bunch of pressure and then it, like, once the pressure builds enough, it releases.
it might be, yeah. But it's like sitting in my backpack or something. But 'cause he like gave it to me on tour. He's like, "Yo, dude, check this out." Because he's hella into coffee, dude. All my family is.
That's cool.
We all have the same like strain of the tism that like requires. It's probably just undiagnosed ADHD, but we all have like coffee addictions, and but
Hyperfixations.
he oh yeah, absolutely. But he put me on, and he's like, "Yo, try this out." And I just haven't been able to use it because I lost the press, and I've been too lazy to go buy another one. He basically explained it like it's pretty much like pulling an espresso shot from the AeroPress. Yeah. I'm stoked to try it at some point.
Do you fuck with espresso?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I
I
love it.
I find it's hard to find a great espresso, but when you do, it's very good.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
It's a lot of science. Um,
Yeah, there's like kind of a short list of shops in California that I keep who are like really, really good. And they consistently pull good shots like every time. There's some other places where it kind of varies day to day, like who's working. But yeah, I mean, if you're ever down here, I mean, there's like the Play Coffee in Orange County is like phenomenal. Dayglow,
Dayglow.
Dayglow's great. There's also coffee.jpg in Sierra Madre.
I heard about this one.
When I was living up there, I would go there like every other day pretty much. If you were following me at that point, you probably saw that on my story more than once for sure.
Every other day, it's at coffee.jpg. That's me at the shop by my house that just opened. That's like the only third wave shop in my neighborhood,
Okay.
but it's called Jumelé, which means like twinned or cloned. I from what my French speaking friends have told me. All I know is that they serve Cafe Even, which is like the best roaster in Montreal. Um, and it's all the baristas are super nice, deceivingly nice. Um, but the coffee's great. You know how it's like if the barista's mean, the coffee's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But this is like the
Kind of.
barista's nice and the coffee's good.
I don't really know if I've had that experience. Or maybe I just haven't been paying attention
maybe
to the
you're just
barista.
maybe you're just like puppy mentality where you don't know when people are being rude. You're just like, I'm ready for coffee.
I guess I'm just not paying attention like that. But that is kind of like that's definitely like a food experience though. Like the Cuddy like local sandwich shop that's like the best in town, but
Hmm.
like the dude behind the counter's a dickhead. But it doesn't matter because the food's so good.
Or like sound. Like if your sound man is mean, then you're gonna sound great.
Yeah. I've come across that. I've come across that for sure.
I try not to come off that way, but I don't want people to think that I'm not a good sound guy because I'm being nice. So there's like a weird mentality that I have to keep. Like, can't be too nice, but you also can't be too mean.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, how do you think you fall
um,
on the spectrum?
we're all on the spectrum. I would say so. It depends on the band. Like, if I'm mixing my friend's band, then they already know.
Mhm.
But like, I mixed, the band Emery.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably my favorite band of all time. Um,
Okay.
and they played my local venue, and I just happened to be booked to mix it. And it was hard not to be a punisher, to be like, the reason I play music is I heard your record when I was 12. But
Right.
it was also like, I can't be too like, that was the balance that I was trying, like, fighting, to be like, I can't be this punisher kid that's like mixing my heroes, but also I want them to have confidence in me. So it was kind of like that. But then I've mixed bands where it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, but I can't be too like, these kids are playing their second show. I don't want to be an
Right.
asshole. Um, so I feel like I have a pretty balanced mentality when it comes to that. Like, it kind of depends on the day and the band. Um, but also there's just some days where I'm just like, can you please fucking hurry up and stop noodling and let's do sound check? That's kind of where I am a lot of days.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I feel like there's kind of an aspect where you just have to really be controlling of, like, the time, where it's like but it's not necessarily, like, a rude thing, it's just like, you've gotta keep things rolling.
Hmm.
So you can still be nice, but also be pushy, so to speak. I record bands, and I find the same. I run across the same things. It's kind of like, the take stops and they start noodling, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's grab another take.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily like, hey, stop doing that, but it's like, let's get back on track.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a way you can say it, I find.
Right.
When I record bands, I have a very different, I feel like, attitude. Um, and where the bands that I record, as much as I love most of them, um, they're annoying. And so it is like, did you practice this music before you came and recorded with me? Um, because
Right.
we're gonna be here for 6 hours tracking one guitar. Um, so there's that too. I find that I've been struggling with the recording side of things, like, kind of getting a little tired. I don't know if that's how you've felt before.
Yeah, it can be a little excruciating at times like if the band really doesn't understand the level of practice they need to be at with the material before they come to you. Yeah, so you're like 10, 12 takes deep, there's not really any improvement and I'm just like, "Hey, let's either move on or maybe, like, the other guitar player can track this if they play it better,
Hmm.
or, like, if they know the part better." And then the guy's like, "No, no, no, just, like, let me do it, like, I just need, like, one more." I feel like yeah, it's definitely, like, mentally kind of exhausting. I think part of it, you just have to be honest, be like, "Hey, man, like, this is really not happening right now. We either, we're kind of spinning our wheels. We either need to let someone else do this or move on, or, maybe you can go home and practice this tonight and come back tomorrow because it's just right now, it's not happening."
So we don't have to say any names. Um have you ever cameoed on a recording and the band doesn't know? Like, have you ever had to
Yes.
play a part?
Yes, but then I told them later.
Okay.
But it was like but yeah, yeah, pretty much yes,
Okay.
to answer your question.
Yeah. I think that happens way more frequently than people think.
I mean, it's kind of like when you're on the clock, it's like just who can get it done the best in the least amount of time.
Hmm.
Because the listeners, they don't know who tracked what. They don't care. They care about how it sounds.
Like, at a time, because I know, like, a lot of musicians and a lot of people, they think of it as like their part or their music, but um, with experience, you kind of find that it's more about like the bigger picture. And
Yes,
so, like,
exactly.
yeah, you might have written this part, but the the goal is to have this part sound as good as it can be to make the song, for the sake of the song and the sake of the record. Um, So I think it comes down to pride a lot of times where it's like, I gotta play this part. It's like, well, this part's not gonna make it on the record if it's being played like this.
Yeah, it's a great point. That's kind of like one of the progressions of maturity that musicians go through, I feel like, where you stop writing because like it's like your part, in the context of the song. You're not writing it just as like, oh, I think this would be really cool. It's like, well, what is gonna make the most sense? It's also interesting, but makes the most sense at this part of the music. And working in like a band, like you're in a band, I'm in a band, and it's like when all of your bandmates kind of get to that level, like when you're working with people who have that mindset. I mean, it's like the music writing it is a lot easier because people aren't overplaying just for pride. It's like, and then you're like, hey man, like that's maybe a little busy, and then they'll pull it back, and it's like it's not a big deal.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, I see what you mean. Definitely like a hard thing when you're younger, like if you're a teenager, or like you know young, younger, like early 20s, when it's like you're playing with people who are less experienced and they're kind of, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a maturity thing, but hopefully we all get there someday. Like, because I feel like for a band to be really good, ego kind of has to be pushed aside, and everyone has to anytime you're songwriting and a part maybe isn't right or a part needs to change, um, that it's not a personal thing. It's all just because we all want this to be the best it can be. So I think that's the mark of like truly good songwriting or being in a truly great like band environment is that there's like no toxic egos, but that it's like everyone's really just trying to be the best that we can together.
Yeah, absolutely. To circle back, say you have two guitar players and one of them's a little stronger and they end up tracking a majority of the parts. And it's like, yeah, that sucks when it's like you don't get to play your own part on the record. Nobody wants that, but it's going to take your buddy like, maybe 3 takes where it would take you 6 to get it the same performance quality, the same level of cleanliness. So long term, it's like we have to think long term about
Yeah,
the process. Like,
just practice harder next time. Next
yeah,
time you'll do it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, wow, what a great tangent. How did you get into heavy music?
I got into it. I think the common way is just like from friends. I was in high school and I had a couple different avenues. Like I had a friend of mine who was really into thrash metal who put me on to like the big four, um, and like a bunch of like 80s thrash stuff. I had a friend that was into hardcore, like, and like he was, like the popular stuff in the 2010s. Like I think I heard from him, like Expire and Harm's Way and like Stray from the Path and more like the pro core stuff at that point. But and then I had other friends that were into like punk hardcore, like from the 80s. And people just kept like putting me onto stuff. And after a while, like, I guess I just started finding out what I really liked the most out of everything. But it definitely started out with the 80s stuff. Like it was thrash metal and crossover stuff and like 80s hardcore. Like Gorilla Biscuits was big for me. That was like the first hardcore band I think I really connected with.
Mhm.
And everything else kind of went from there.
Was there ever like a band? Well, I guess there would be. Was there a band that you heard where you were like, "Oh, I definitely want to do that"?
Yeah, I'd say for me, maybe that was maybe like American Nightmare. That's for sure my favorite hardcore band of all time. Like that's my goat. Background Music is my like number one hardcore record. I think it was the 7 inch though. It was like the sun's not getting any brighter 7 inch.
Mhm.
I think from 2001 before they did the LP, and it has like Shadow of the Prue on it. And I found out on YouTube, I think it was, and I heard that shit. And I was like, this is fucking insane. I need like that just totally sucked me in. And that and like Carry On and like all the 2000s bands were really, really big for me. No Warning. from your neck of the woods.
Do you think No Warning is the best Canadian hardcore band ever?
I would say so, I think.
I have I have thoughts because I'm not Canadian.
Sure. Right, right,
Um,
right.
I think No Warning made a huge mark, but I think Figure 4 might be the best Canadian hardcore band because I think
Okay,
it holds up for longer.
for sure. Um, I like Figure 4. I don't think I can agree with that.
That's crazy. I understand. No Warning is like they ushered in, like they were doing that beat down. It's not really beat down. It's like what people would call the Baltimore sound before Baltimore was kind of doing it. That might be controversial, but I hear a
Um,
lot of TUI's influence um, in No Warning.
for sure. I could see that. I think it's the way I think about it. Is it both just leads back to New York stuff
Mhm.
because No Warning was hella pulling from like 90s New York stuff, like really groovy, kind of
Absolutely,
slower tempo, same as
absolutely.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
So they have like the kind of common influence. But yeah, no, I mean I'm biased because I love No Warning, but I like Figure 4 too. I just to me it's like a lot of those Figure 4 records, it's like the records sound the same and the songs are just like all the songs sound the same.
It's like
And
Comeback
it's a
Kid.
good song, but I like Comeback Kid more.
Really?
Yeah,
I like Comeback Kid for the nostalgia because "Wake the Dead" was a very important song for me as like a
sure.
younger teenager. Like hearing that for the first time, you're like, "Oh, what is this?" And then find out about more hardcore. But I think "Wake the Dead" was probably one of the first hardcore songs that I heard. Um, so every time I see them live, that's like the one, you know, like Pile On. I got to stage dive.
Right.
I'll be like 47 and I'll stage dive to that song. Um,
Yeah, it's awesome.
but Figure 4, I feel like was so heavy that it kind of defined like what, like it kind of pushes beyond what I think even Canadian hardcore sounds like right now. Because it's pretty diverse and all over the place, but I find myself going back to Figure 4 a lot. Like whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh, I forgot that how good this is.
It's been a minute since I've listened to them. But yeah, no, I mean the band's good for sure. It's like
Christian hardcore, man.
Christian hardcore. Honestly, dude, I've thought about it and like there's really a lot of gold in like the Christian hardcore and metalcore. It's like the percentage of good bands is like higher in the Christian world. I don't know why.
Church money.
I don't know why, but
Church money.
yeah, could be.
That's what surprises me though. That's why I'm like, how did that work? Because Canada like is like I'm from the South. Like you know, I played a lot of like church rec halls and stuff like that as
Sure.
growing up, and like DIYs were mostly like churches. And you know, Face Down was like the biggest label when I was younger, and Figure Four's from like not a super churchy place. I find, so I don't even know how they existed.
Yeah. I
Weird.
mean, it was also a thing. It was like a time and place. I think a lot of the Christian bands started coming out in like the 90s, like the end of the 90s and 2000s. So I don't
Mhm.
know what was happening at that time, but it seems like it just spawned a lot, like everywhere,
Mhm.
like at least in the US, like US, Canada, North America as a total. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Most Precious
It
Blood.
was
Wasn't that or am I no,
the Christian?
No Innocent
No
Victim was
Innocent Victim.
yeah. Seven Star is like probably one of the heaviest of those bands. What's it? Nodes of Reveneer? That was like a crazy heavy band. And there's another one
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that me and my friends talk about a lot. But anything
There's
on Face
the
Down at that.
old Under Oath stuff.
Oh, Active Depression? Like when they were a
Yeah,
deathcore
like all
band?
the Solid State. They were on Solid State at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all the Solid State stuff from because I think Solid State was a Florida label? So all the Florida bands were on Solid State?
It was a sub of Tooth and Nail. Like they were like Solid
Right.
State was under it, but I think it was Florida based. I really feel like it was. And then Under Oath being from Florida, I think that's kind of how they got on the label. That's like a really weird time though, because I found all that stuff when I was like 11, and I was like, "This is Christian," and I showed my parents, and they're like, "Well, as long as it's Christian." And then I was like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Did you ever listen to, what are they called? Esocaris?
No.
I'll have to send you them. They're awesome.
Yeah, please. I think yeah, but Norma Jean and Under Oath were, like, the ones. Those were the big 2. And then I found Zayo, and I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh, yeah, so yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't "Oh, fuck." I was "Oh, frick."
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Sorry to trap you into a what is the best Canadian hardcore band. You're gonna make a lot of new fans up here. I'm sure people won't be triggered by any of that conversation. It was fine. I think a lot of people would agree with you, though. I feel like I'm in the unpopular vote on that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, but then again, it's like, there's really I mean, how many, like, influential Canadian hardcore bands are there? It's only, like, maybe less than a dozen.
Yeah,
Whereas in the US, there's, like, multiple dozens.
so many, all of them.
I mean,
Like
off the
every
top of my head, it's like for Canada, it's like No Warning, um, Figure 4, Comeback Kid, and A Death for Every Sin. But that's
you did
just
not just throw a Death for Every Sin in there. That is crazy.
I mean, that's just like but that's just like 2000s stuff. You know what
But
I mean?
like you knew that band?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like a lot of people don't know that band.
No, they're sick. They're really cool.
I love
I
that
there
band.
was like a time where I was really listening to it was a lot of like the early 2000s heavy stuff, and I was like, "A Death for Every Sin. Oh, this is kind of like like Until the End, Hatebreed, Another
Mhm.
Victim, like that same like the Northeast heavy sound.
Yeah.
Well, Until the End's Florida, but they were still doing the Northeast kind of sound. But I guess in my head, I kind of lumped that all together, like with Figure 4 and all that.
Cancer Bats, they're from, Ontario? They're from Ontario.
They're more like a punk hardcore band, right?
Yeah, they're really big here still.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard the name. I've never heard the music.
They're very, like, Southern sounding, like, kinda like He Is Legendy, I find.
Okay, I've never listened to He Is Legend, so I
I don't know if I could say you're
that's kind
missing
of going over
much.
my head.
It was very, like, that was big in, like, Georgia, Alabama, Carolinas, like, in the early 2000s. Um,
Okay,
but did you ever listen to Perfect Murder?
no.
Like, A Perfect Murder? They're from here as well. They were around the time of Death for Every Sin.
Okay, I'll have to listen to it.
It's really good.
That's cool.
And, I don't know if you would consider it hardcore, but Despised Icon.
Deathcore for sure.
They were adjacent, though. They would play with, like, I think one of their when they were early on, they were playing with those bands like Death for Every Sin and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But yeah, they're deathcore. They're like one of the first deathcore bands.
And when do they? I don't know if I even. I've known that name forever. I don't know if I've ever listened
I feel
to
like I
that
should.
band.
I feel like I should know the year of their first release, and I feel like it's 2002. But I think I'm wrong. And if I don't say the right year, everyone's gonna come fucking kill me. 2005. Sorry, 2005. Damn.
Yeah, that sounds right. I
Yeah.
think that's when a lot of that stuff started coming out. It was like Suicide Silence was putting out demos,
hmm
and
That was my shit. Suicide
that was
Silence.
like like Black Dahlia Murder. I mean, that's like a kind of a different kind of deathcore, but it's like the melodeath inspired.
Yeah,
Like,
I had a hard time with them honestly at first.
really?
It was just like very metal, and at that time I didn't like metal. I just wanted to hear breakdowns.
Okay, I get you. That makes yeah.
But I think
Yeah,
they're a great
it's like
band.
there's breakdown metal breakdown deathcore and like metal deathcore. It's like the what of the death metal are we pulling from?
Yeah.
I'm a big melodeath guy. I love like the Swedish stuff.
hmm
Um like all of the Scandinavian like melodic death metal stuff. I really really love that stuff. So all of the stuff in the United States that took influence, I'm like really into way more than like the breakdown deathcore stuff. Like
Okay.
personally.
So are you like more of an animosity guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Animosity is awesome.
Uh,
They have some breakdowns though.
they do. They're way heavier. Like I revisited it recently. Like I think somebody played it in the van when we were in the States last time. And they're like, "Did you ever listen to Animosity?" I'm like, "Dude, I do not remember it sounding like this. This shit's heavy." But I like the drummer Naveen. He's like so sick.
Yeah, the drums are incredible. I feel like I go back to the first record the
Hmm.
most. I think it's the 2003. I forget the name of it, but it has the kid with like the Molotov cocktail, I think. Yeah, that's a good one. I go back to it now and again.
I've also heard Dead and is it Dead and Divine was like another one of the that was like the East Coast big one. No,
That doesn't ring a
from the
bell.
Eyes of the Dead. Dead and Divine is like some new
Oh,
metal
Through the
or
Eyes of the
metalcore
Dead.
band. Yeah, Through the Eyes of the Dead.
Yeah, 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 that band's awesome, dude. What's the song? 2 inches from a main artery. That shit is awesome. It's like it's very similar to Black Dahlia to me.
Hmm.
It's a similar, and the music video kicks ass. They're like, it's so 2005. It's like they're playing in a warehouse. They all have studded belts and like bleached jeans
Giant
and like
shorts.
tiny, or yeah, like or like it's all just like tiny black band t-shirts. It's so awesome.
Everyone's hats like this.
Yes. Yes.
I I want to like this is something I wanted to get into because you guys are playing like Stateside plays pop punk, um,
Yeah.
and it's like very much like because one of my questions in my notes was a day to remember question mark, because Homesick I think is probably one of their best records, and when I listen to
Sure.
Statesides, I hear a lot of that Florida like newfound glory to Homesick, like very much Ocala sound.
Okay.
Um, but I was gonna ask like of this revival that we're seeing of like slam, which is actually like they're calling it brutal hardcore, but it's slam, and now we're kind of getting more into like the MySpace deathcore revival and like post hardcore, like that I
Mhm.
Promise the World band and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, do you feel like you guys are already on the wave of like the the following revival of pop punk and like pop punk with breakdowns scene?
Um, I would say so. I think we're definitely on a different side of that wave than like the scene stuff. I
Hmm.
feel like there's like a group of those bands that cross a couple genres, but they're still like the new wave of scene. And I don't think that we are in that, but there is a broader wave that we are.
Yeah.
But I think there's just more attention right now being given to like 2000s music, like it's the 20-year cycle.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of like the rising tide raises all ships, so to speak. But yeah, I guess yes.
I'm a
To answer
fan.
your question.
It's like I mean, I love Koyo, and I think Koyo was kind of early doing that when they released the 7 inch. And then um I'm trying to think like there's a band Auto Ignition from Buffalo
Mhm.
that really
Right.
sounds like Save the Day. Um I've heard that you guys sound like Saves the Day. I kind of hear it, but I feel like there's a lot more syncopation in what you guys are playing than Saves the Day is very straightforward in a lot of their stuff.
Sure.
Um, I'm just waiting on a Census Fail sounding band, and then I think we'll be ready.
Yeah, I mean, there's this band from out here called Car Underwater
Okay.
that you would probably like. They kind of tap into more of that the post-hardcore vibe. Obviously, they're named after Armor for Sleep, and yeah, I definitely think they're in that kind of like the Silverstein, Census Fail, you know, Thursday realm where it's like it's still emo and there's a lot of pop punk in the sound, but they're also pulling from like proper metalcore stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So why I and this is like I find I mean like why pop punk like starting Stateside? What was the what was like the leading influence there?
So influence wise, I mean, the common ground was, excuse me, the starting line.
Okay.
That was really the catalyst. What happened was that Lemus and Eric were working together at the time, and they weren't like close yet, but they had, you know, they were like acquainted. And I think Eric had his phone open on his desk with Say It Like You Mean It playing, and Lemus walks by, and it's like, "Oh, shit, I love that record," and they start a conversation. And, both of them, knew the guys who would become everyone else in the band, and so they're like, "Oh, I got a drummer. Oh, I got a bass player, and he's into this stuff too." And so, like, the lineup was kinda baked in right from the start. And we had all kinda known each other through hardcore and stuff too, but it was more like, "Oh, wait, there's someone else that's, into this shit too? Like, let's fucking do a band." But, yeah, I mean, it's cool that happened, because like, it wasn't the cool thing, quote, unquote, for a while to be into pop punk, like,
Mhm.
and, I think Koyo really in my eyes, they kind of were the first ones to bring it back because they
Mhm.
put out their, like, demo, I guess, the first, 7-inch, was it, Painting Words? And it was, and to me, I was like, "Oh, this is the first thing that where this is, like, cool people doing a genre that the wider the wider world thinks is not cool." So I think they really helped revive the whole, like, emo pop punk thing, at least in the world of hardcore.
Mhm.
So shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I mean, those are the I love Koyo, um, and Coffee Guys. So, um, yeah, but I agree. I do think that because pandemic-wise, that kinda came out I think it was 2021 or 22 was when that first, demo maybe even
I
earlier,
think it was
honestly.
2020. It was, like, right before COVID.
It was like because
I
it
wanna say it was, like, February of 2020 or something.
yeah, and then there yeah, Painting Words was 2020, and then Drives Out East was 2021,
Yes.
which I was like when that came out, I was like, "Holy shit, this is back. We're back, baby." Um, but what you're
Yeah, no,
saying
it's
about, like, people in hardcore that are cool, like, everyone's cool, and, Reign of Salvation was a band that I liked a lot, Hangman was a band that I liked a lot, and I think, um, Typecast also. I had seen Typecast because they were touring with Vatican at one point, and they came up here,
yeah.
um and so whenever, like, Koyo came out, I'm like, "Oh, these dudes are actually cool, and they're playing, like, essentially pop punk, like, Long Island emo, I guess." Um, and then I think it kind of circles back to New Found Glory was people from hardcore playing, um, pop punk, essentially. Um, because
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really consider them scene, but I do really it scene kids ended up getting into them. But, like, having that revival of, like, cool dudes that are tapped in, they've done DIY shit, but playing something that's more palatable, so they're inevitably gonna reach wider audiences. Um, that idea is very cool, and I'm happy that it is coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really, I think, like, a big reason why I mean, like you said, New Found Glory, I mean, that's, like, Fall Out Boy too.
Mhm.
Um, I think that was originally back in, like, 20-25 years ago, the reason that a lot of that stuff popped.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing that happen again, maybe on a smaller scale, but it's the same concept of, like, because hardcore is very, like, I'm thinking of how to put this. It's like people wanna stick to, like, what's considered cool,
Mhm.
and there's trends. There's always trends of, like, what's cool and what's not. And if you're a nobody doing a band that sounds like, stuff that people really aren't into, then it's like you're not really gonna go anywhere. But if you've already made some connections and it's like people like your other bands and, like, you have a good like, people think you're cool, you have a little bit more leeway to, branch out and still have a good reception to the music. So, but yeah, I mean, it also is like that also exposes so many more people to the influences you're pulling from. Like, I think, Koyo citing Taking Back Sunday was probably where I first heard them.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm not, like, a deep pop punk head. Like, I'm my, like, longtime favorite is Fall Out Boy, ever since I was, like, 11. And I also listened to a little bit of, like, MCR
Mhm.
and, like, Reliant K
Oh,
and All
you're
American
you're
Rejects.
going you said
Yeah,
Reliant K. I saw Reliant K in, like, 2001.
that's crazy. Wait, how old were you?
8?
Holy shit.
They were doing church tours, and my parents were youth group leaders, and they took me
Oh, the kids will love this.
with the youth group. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. But that's when they were on, this is dude, I have so much Reliant K lore, and I've never been able to use it. Um, they were on a record label called Goatee Records. Goatee Records was started by, did you ever hear of this band called DC Talk?
No.
They're like one of the OG contemporary Christian bands. Um, and one of the members was named Toby Mac. He ended up having a solo career for
Oh, I know that name.
okay. So he
Okay,
started
okay,
Goatee
I
Records
understand.
in Nashville, signed Reliant K off their first LP. Um, like they put their first LP out, and then basically they were touring churches. And then I literally tracked them up until they like basically stopped writing music. I've seen them like 7 times.
That's awesome.
But when they started, they were a pop punk band. So that's why I think it's funny that you mentioned that.
Yes. Yeah, no, I was really, like, all of the, like, kind of big 2000s stuff I was listening to and I had heard because, like, the stuff I when I was, like, really little was on the radio. It was, like, Jimmy Eat
Mhm.
Worlds and Fall Out Boy and Green Day and, All American Rejects was, like they were having, like, hit singles on the radio, which I had heard. And then it's like when you're 10, 11, 12, you're like, "What music do I wanna listen to that's not, like, my parents' music?" And you're like, "Well, what have I heard?" You start to think of, like, "Oh, I remember hearing this song when I was, you know, 5 and 6 years old. Let me go find it again." And then you find a band, and you listen to the record. And that's kind of where I started, but then, like, that's kind of where it stayed for a little bit. But there was kind of like a reintroduction to the genre. It was later when I was, like, 18, 19, kind of from hardcore because there were, like, hardcore heads that were, like it's like, "Oh, Saves the Day," and then there's, like, Lifetime, and there's, The Starting Line, and, like, and Finch, and,
Finch.
like, stuff that's, like, cool pop punk to hardcore kids. And, like, I think the first time I was aware of Saves the Day is because I saw, the singer of Dead Heat wearing a Saves the Day shirt on stage, and I'm like, "Saves the Day, that's crazy, I gotta remember that name." And I listened to the record, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? This sounds like this is crazy. I love this."
It's essentially emo, yeah. It's like it's really funny. I mean,
Yeah,
like
but, like, it's I was just gonna say, like, I people expect, like I almost feel like a poser for saying this, but it's like, Taking Back Sunday, like, they're one of my favorites now, but I've really only listened to that band for probably 6 years now. And I think part of that was, going back to what I was saying, like, I was reading, like a review of Koyo's record, the Painting Words record, or like a little write-up about it, and they were citing influences, and there was, like, Thursday, Taking Back Sunday, and or they weren't citing it, but it was like whoever wrote the article was comparing it. And, yeah, there was, like, Silent Majority and Thursday and Taking Back Sunday, and I'm like, "Okay." I knew of Thursday already, but I was like, "I gotta listen to the other 2," and I was like, "Oh, wait, Taking Back Sunday is fucking awesome."
dude, they're so good.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I wouldn't have known about that if they never put out that record
Mhm.
and I never read that article, and, so that just, like it just goes to show.
How do you feel about Brand New?
I love Brand New, even more than, Taking Back Sunday.
Same.
They're the better band.
They're the best band. From New England, I mean, not New England, from Long Island, I think they might be the best. band to ever come out of Long Island. Like,
I think that's an argument to be made.
every record is a hit. Even like the early one that a lot of people don't like, I think is good. It's got tracks.
What's that one?
It's the one with like the isn't it the one with the baby on it? It's the one with like 7 times they were a Christian band. Haha. They were a Christian. It
Oh,
was
you're talking about, Your Favorite Weapon.
yeah, with the 7 times 70.
Yeah. That's
That's a pop punk record.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because they did that, and then they immediately switched up and went, like,
on
more
on Deja and Tindu when it's like
Yeah, which is way
dark.
different.
Yeah.
That's funny because there's a lot of people that I know that, maybe aren't as into, the emo pop punk genre, the broader emo pop punk genre, who are like, "Yeah, I've heard of Brand New. I really only like the first record."
They only like the first record?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the I mean, The Devil and God is their best record.
absolutely. It's either that people say either Devil and God or Your Favorite Weapon,
No,
in my experience.
I think Deja and Tindu is a better record than like yeah.
No, I agree. I think that, like, their records get better up until Devil and God, and that was their peak. But, like, when I talk to people who, like, aren't "emo heads," quote, unquote, it's either, like, you're a hardcore dude and you like hardcore-ish pop punk,
Mhm.
and you're like, "Oh, I like Your Favorite Weapon." The same kind of dude that would be like, "The only Fall Out Boy record I like is Take This to Your Grave."
Oh, okay. I mean, I
You know
get
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of like, like Saves the Day. They're like, "Yeah, I really stop at, Through Being Cool. I can't listen to anything after that." Or there's like
That first MCR record, what's the one, dude, my memory is cranked. It's the one with, I'm Not Okay on it.
that's the second record.
No, it's not. It is. Sorry, not the first one. 3 Cheers.
Yeah, Three Cheers. I
I
can
have
never
friend
remember the
I
first.
have friends that it's I Brought You My Bullets. I have friends that are like, "That's my favorite record." I'm like, "I don't even think I could name a song off of that record."
Um, was it Vampires is on that?
Vampires is
I like that one a lot, but it's not Three Cheers.
3 Cheers is
Three Cheers is like head and shoulders a better record, like, no contest.
I think almost every song is a hit on this record. Maybe not every,
Yeah,
but there's
pretty
like
much.
there's 5 hits for sure that you could sing at karaoke and know every lyric.
It's funny, but it's people will cite, like, I don't know. There's also something as like first record syndrome where people are like, "Oh, the first record's the best one." Um, but yeah, there's like that, and then I was gonna say, there's like people who like they're like, "Oh, Devil and God's the best," which it is, but they only know Devil and God
Yeah.
because they're like the other side of emo, like the indie emo, where it's like their only exposure to that is Devil and God or like the brand new catalog.
Mhm.
So I'm like, "Well, have you checked out Deja?" And they're like, "I never listened to it." I'm like, "Why?"
Deja is like Devil and God, the songwriting is unbelievable and the production is incredible, but I find the songwriting on Deja feels much more like raw that I really like it. And it's like edgier.
Yes.
There's more screaming. I like
Yeah, they
I
were
like
still doing
screaming.
they were still doing the big rock thing. I think they kind of dropped that
Mhm.
on Devil and God. They kind of it was a little less of like the power chord rock
It was like, yeah,
on,
like riffs and
they started
leads.
yeah, they started going a little bit more, I don't wanna say like eclectic, but like a little more like looser song structures, more like noisy parts.
Mhm.
Pardon me, but yeah, Devil and God is like is really, like, perfect. There's some
I
moments on that album that are just, like, fucking insane.
I always like I think there's a few moments in the record where my eyes always well up at a certain point, like at certain points. But yeah, Daisy I would put like Daisy closer to the bottom of my list, but I really like science fiction. I think it conceptually it's really really far ahead. And it's weird.
Yeah, science fiction is really good. Daisy, I, like, just Daisy's a weird record. It's, like, they fully went, like, noisy, like, indie rock,
Yeah.
and it's hard for me to get into because some of the songs is, like, really not much going on.
Mhm. Like,
Um,
there's that one
but then they
song
kind of
that comes to
go ahead.
mind, "Bed." You know, the one where it's like, "I laid
Yeah,
her on" that's, like, probably the best song on the record.
yeah. But even then, it's, like, it's pretty sparse
Mhm.
arrangement-wise. It's like,
But
I don't know, I just wanna hear some power chords, man.
they're back, though. I mean, they're playing shows again. I don't know if I could justify spending money on a ticket to go see it again. I probably have something in the back of my head telling me that it's not a good thing to do. Um, but yeah, Devil and God is I mean, I saw them in before everything happened in 2018. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, man. I've thought the same. I mean, to me, it's like, I just wanna see the songs. I'm not like, there's something to be said about, like, the money going to the artist and he did all this shit, and it's like, well, why would you, like, wanna give him your money? And it's like, yeah, but, like, these songs kind of really mean a lot to me too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But my opinion is I pretty much always, like, separate the art from the artist. That's just how I am. Like, I love the songs, but I wouldn't flick up with Jesse Lacey. Like, he's not, like, my
He's
personal hero?
he's not gonna, like, feature on a Stateside song.
No.
Um, how's it been working with Pure Noise?
It's been good. It's been good. Yeah, it's been cool so far. I mean, it's been kind of hands off. Like, we did the record last year, and they weren't, like, super kind of intrusive on it. It was pretty much like, you know, they liked what we had, and we had to compromise a little on, like, the song order for the record, but that's kind of typical.
Mhm.
But, I think it was we just happened to give them stuff that they liked. Like, there's those kind of horror stories where, like, the label doesn't like your music or they don't like the art and they, like, make you redo it, and, that just didn't we just didn't experience that. Like, I think they just kinda were into what we were bringing to the table, and, I hope that continues. But, yeah, it's been good so far. I mean, I think it's a good, like, roster to be on, and, because a lot of our contemporaries kind of in the, like, bands we wanna tour with are on Pure Noise, and, you know yeah.
Newfound Glory.
Yeah, I always forget they're on Pure Noise.
I didn't realize. I was like I was listening to them today, and I was just, like, reading the bio, which, like, I love Newfound Glory, and there's so much nostalgia there, but guys, some of those pictures, take them off of Spotify. You don't need 20 pictures on your Spotify profile. I'm sorry, but you don't. Um, it's
And they're all like
dude, it's like tongue sticking out. I don't know, like, pop punk is much for the youth. Like, when you're approaching 50, I know that you're having fun. Like, and that's I hope to be 50 and be able to play hardcore. That would be sick. So like I'm not telling you to not do it because I want to see Newfound Glory. Um, but there's like a little cringiness there. And it's okay.
Yeah, I get that. It's hard to I will agree, it's definitely hard to watch an older band try to act young,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I guess I could see where they're coming from because it's like, when we're talking Newfound Glory, at least, really the records people care about are over 20 years old.
Yeah.
It's like Self-Titled and Sticks and Stones, and I mean, those are going on 25 years old at this point. Um, like, even me personally, I don't go past Sticks and Stones. Catalyst maybe sometimes, but, so it's like, they probably know this too, and they're like, "Well, how do we" you know, we're so far deep in our career, and, like, how do we capture kind of that same spirit that we were getting on the records that people really care about. Not that I'm, like, excusing, like, 50-year-old guys doing, like, for fucking photo shoots, but, I mean, it's they got to do something. So
Think
I can
Hawthorne
kind of
Heights,
understand.
like, there's ways to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But that I'm not telling them that I don't like. I mean, I will go see them. Like I'm excited about it. Just dial it back a little bit, calibrate.
There's definitely yeah. I feel like when you have a career as long as some of these bands, there's kind of like a point you get to where you like turn off the kid and you turn on the adult. And it's like, so the lyrical content graduates. You're not talking about girls anymore. You're talking about like other stuff going on in your life.
Hmm.
And the image gets a little bit more, it's just more adult, And with pop punk, I mean, you're right, it's for the youth. And so yeah, it's like how do you balance that? How do you like not, look like some weird old poser guy still doing this thing, but at the same time, like keep your fan base?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
for me, like, I would just, you gotta act your age.
clip that. That's the clip. Just act your age. I mean, I agree. Like, I think there's a way to do it that is both authentic and fun, even at an older
Right.
age. And I think it's just like I really hope that if that's authentically them, that's fine. Like I'm cool. Like that's fine. If that's still how they are, I mean, I probably wouldn't want to hang out with them. Um, but I still enjoy it. It's just I don't know. And this is all opinions, so nobody cares anyway what I have to say about it. Um, it's just funny. But I do think there's a way to do it. Is act your age is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm only 26, so, like,
Oh, dude, you got a lot.
I'm really, like, not at the point where, like, I don't have any skin in this game.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Um,
as a 33-year-old in hardcore, I'm sometimes like, dude, I maybe it's time. Maybe I should pack it up. Like, uh, I feel like I hope that I never become so irrelevant that I look like I'm like an old poser because I've seen people come off that way. But like, even yeah, when I'm getting older and I see younger people in the scene, I'm like, yeah, this definitely not like an older person's game.
no, it's never been. I mean, it's always, like, the prime age for, like, hardcore and adjacent stuff is, like, that, like, 18 to 23 window, and,
So
it's always been like that. I think it always will be. So we just have to figure out how to be authentic while growing older and older and still connecting with, people who are younger.
it's the trick.
But the thing is with it though is that I feel like authenticity is kind of is like a really broad overarching thing. Um, like if you are writing songs and the lyrical content is very like some real shit you're going through, even if that's maybe like that's really not what someone else is going through in their life, they'll be able to pick up that it's authentic.
Hmm.
That's how I see it. Like you always gotta be real. Cause yeah, I mean it's you know, I'm thinking about like when I was 11 and I'm listening to Fall Out Boy and Pete Wentz is at this point when he wrote said song is like 20 my age now, 20 25 26 27 and Fool's talking about how like, his whatever relationship he was having at the time and the girl's cheating on him or something and I'm like 11 and I'm like singing this to myself. I'm like, yeah, I get this. And I'm like I've never had a girlfriend ever. But it's like there's just something you can just connect with on like a very human level when it's just like you can detect that it's genuine. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I I feel like everybody, like the general mass of people, has a bullshit filter or a bullshit detector,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so it's easy to spot when somebody is not being real. You know what I mean? So I do think I agree with you. I think that like being authentic and real is always the way to go in any kind of art form that you're doing. Um, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the really the crux of it at the end of the day.
So you guys played Audiotree.
We did.
Was that fun?
It was fun, yeah.
Is it weird though?
It's a little weird. It's very, like so, like, I feel like I'm the odd man out when I say this, but, like, I thought the audio tree experience, it was cool, and I had a good time. I thought it was a little underwhelming.
Okay.
It was very much like, get in, set up, do your thing, get out.
Okay.
Like, everyone was really nice, but it was very it it didn't necessarily feel like people really invested in like, "Oh, we got Stateside here," is very much like, "This is a band here, you know, okay, go set up, play your stuff, talk about it, take some pictures. Okay, bye." You know? And maybe I just had, like I had, like, a different expectation of what it was supposed to be. But, like, I grew up watching, Counterparts live on Audiotree when I was a teenager, and it seemed really cool to me, and I felt like that expectation really wasn't fulfilled when we did it. But, I mean, it was cool, like, I'm glad we did it. It was just, like, a little maybe not as, not what I expected.
Like I remember being in my early 20s and seeing audio trees, and like the Pine Grove one is one that I've watched countless times, turnover, uh always being like, dude, that would be sick. It'd be so sick to play audio tree. But in the past few years, it feels like it's changed a little bit. Maybe not even a little bit, maybe like quite a bit. Because even like Caspian played an audio tree like fuck, probably 10 years ago, maybe more. And it was always like, these are like performances that are legendary, like, and they sound
Yeah.
incredible, and it's like the sound is amazing. And now, like, because there are so many, I find coming out like so regularly, um, it's even hard to keep track of sometimes. So, and like, I don't know if it's become a lot more like businessy or corporate even, but yeah, I like because there's a guy here who played. He was on the audio tree with Pine Grove,
Mhm.
and he's like he runs Blue Sky Stern Black. It's like a promoter in town, and I was like, "What was it like?" He was like, "Oh, dude, it was crazy. Like, we hung out there all day." But that was so early on in Audio Tree's existence that
Yeah.
now I find the vibe does have a bit of a shift. So maybe it was like that at a time.
And now it's more of like a machine, quote unquote. Like,
Yeah, like a content machine.
sure. It's see, but then again, it's like Converge just did an audio tree and it sounds phenomenal. It sounds way better than ours. So I can imagine that, like, depending on the band they have in, they're gonna dedicate a certain amount of attention.
Hmm.
And I think that to us, that was on the lower end. Like, I don't think our session sounds that good, to be honest.
I've heard that from a lot of bands that like there was this band called Hoops that was around for a minute, and they did Audio Tree, and I mixed them a few months later. Like this was like 2016, and they were super late and like basically had to put on stage and play. And I was like, "Oh, I listened to you guys before, and I listened to your Audio Tree, and I kind of tried to match that a little bit." And they're like, "Oh fuck, we hate how that sounds." I was like, "Damn." So,
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like, I remember, so you fill out kind of like a sheet beforehand. It's almost like an advance
mhm.
with like gear and stuff like that. Like, okay, so like what do you guys need? Like, we have XYZ gear available. And for the room we were in, it was all these like really, it was like weird little like we need um like for our sound, it's like Marshalls, Mesas, like, just fucking give us like a dual rack and a Marshall,
Mhm.
like a 2000 JCM 2000, and like we'll be great, and like an Ampeg stack for bass. And what's on the list is all like these little boutique, it's like little 2 by 12 cabs and like weird amps, and we're like, well, we'll just use our amp heads and just use their cabs, I guess. And so we get in there and we're setting up, and I'm like, dude, it's hard. This like it just doesn't really sound that good. Like I don't know what gear they have in here, but it's like the speakers just don't really sound good with our heads. I don't know if it's like the mics going up, but it just something is just. I was like, well, whatever. It is what it is. And we're finished, and I walk down the hallway into like the main area, and up against the wall, there's like Marshall stacks, there's Mesas, there's PVs, there's like, why is that not in here? Like, I don't know if maybe just this isn't available for this room, but I'm like, this is like a like a dual rack stack here. This would have been perfect for our session. Yeah, so I don't know. That was a little weird for me.
Damn. I'm sorry it wasn't all that you imagined.
It's okay. It's okay.
I between that and LDB, it's pretty cool um to see like more pop punk and like LDB has been cool about having like one year they had a bunch of death metal, right? And I mean it's a hardcore fest, but they always kind of throw in some like kind of adjacent or obscure bands. Um
Sure.
so how did you feel the reception was for you guys?
This year I felt like it was pretty good, but this year was heavy. And I felt like so the only non-core bands on the lineup were us and Saves the Day. Everything else was like stupid heavy.
Yeah.
Um, and the slots that we were at, I think kind of didn't necessarily help either of us either. Like, cause like it was like final resting place and then Saves the Day. And then we play right after Fatal Realm.
Bro.
So it's like, how could any pop punk band live up to, like, follow, some,
Fatal.
like, crazy mosh shit like that?
Yeah.
And when it's kids who wanna hear mosh shit, it's like they're obviously gonna walk away. So, our crowd I mean, we had dancers, we had stage divers, like, it was fun, there were
Mhm.
people there, but it was definitely less than, like, Fatal Realm was, like, insane. And then there was definitely, like, a walkout, like, like, I'll go get some lunch during Stateside, and that's fine. Not everyone's gonna like us. There was a walkout for Saves the Day too, which bummed me out,
That's
but I had a good ass
insane.
time.
Walking out for saves
It's
a day would be like that's like so dumb to me.
hey, the
Like,
the real ones stayed. The real ones stayed.
I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm old. I find that like it takes younger people a while to understand. If you're not like introduced to it early on, then like it takes a while to get it. But once you get it, it's like, "Oh fuck, why was I so dumb?" Um that's how I
Yeah,
feel
I agree.
about new metal. I always thought new metal was corny. Past 3 years, I've been like, "Dude, new metal is the best music ever written."
Yeah, I mean, I feel that for sure. New metal specifically, I think there's some hits and there's some misses, but,
What, Cold
like,
Chamber?
yeah, I don't
That
really
l
like
that
them.
that Loco song? That's terrible. But, like, me and my friend were talking about Seven Dust recently.
Low key, really good band.
How are they so good? And for a long time, we talked about it's because of the fans.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
a lot of, like, butt rock. It's like a crossover with, like, butt rock fans who are, like, really annoying.
and so that's why it's a bummer. Like, it took me a long time to get into Slipknot because all the Slipknot fans that I knew were annoying. So then I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
listened to Slipknot." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, this is actually really good. Why didn't I listen to this?" And it's because everyone I thought was a poser was wearing a Slipknot shirt.
Dude, I had the same experience in high school with, like, everything I listen to now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to say
System of a Down, I hated that band.
yeah, and stuff like that, like, just kids in high school, you're so like, at that age, you're so like, "I need to be better than everyone around me,"
Yeah.
and I was into thrash metal, and I'm like, "No karate in the pit," like, fucking, "Why do you need to tune down to be heavy?"
We had
And, like,
very
so
different high school experiences.
I know, yeah, dude, it's even crazy, like, you know a lot of people I know, they're like, "Oh, I had a scene phase in high school." I'm like, I had a fucking patch jacket phase."
Battle jacket.
Yeah, and, so I was, like, really kind of like, a lot of, like, metalcore stuff I would, like, make fun of,
Mhm.
and then 10 years later, I'm, like, really, really into it, like, I was, like, always, shitting on, like, Bring Me the Horizon and stuff like that, and it's like, those are, like, really great like, they put out a lot of good music. You know
No.
what I mean?
Yes, because I listened to that in high school. Like,
Yeah. I
Count Your
it just
Blessings came
it
out in my freshman year.
yeah. It took me time to warm up to that stuff. I felt like I had to there were, like, steps, like, I had to listen to stuff that was gradually closer and closer.
Mhm.
So, listening to Count Your Blessings after I've already heard Bury Your Dead, because I've heard Hatebreed, because I've heard I don't know, maybe, like, Suburban Scum was one of the first modern bands I got into when I was in high school.
Good band.
But it's like you go down the chain, and then you get reintroduced to the thing you hated, and you're like, "Wait, this actually sounds like things I like now." And so now like, "Oh, why did I ever hate this?" And this happened with, like, so many bands I used to yeah, I don't know, you just grow up.
It's mind-blowing.
It's funny how it works. So it's, like, really funny to think about that progression.
Going Suburban Scum, Hatebreed, Bury Your Dead to Bring Me the Horizon, it's, like, opposite of what I did. It was
Yeah, you
like
went in the reverse order.
it was like Bring Me the Horizon. It was like Suicide Silence, Bring Me the Horizon, um, like, trying to think of what was in between there, and then I found Have Heart, and now I look back and I'm like, nu metal was sick. Why did I not like nu metal? Um, but yeah, the all of the pop punk stuff was, like, kinda like middle school into high school, and then
Mhm,
again when Story So Far came out, and there were all those pop punk bands, like Real
gotcha.
like Real Friends before we found out they were industry plants. Um
Are they?
Oh, you know
I
about
don't
that?
even like that band, but no, I don't know about that.
Oh, and then Modern Baseball, and then it was like, "Oh, I don't like pop punk anymore, I just wanna listen to Modern Baseball."
Oh, okay, that's kinda crazy.
Yeah, but then
That's
now
kinda crazy.
it's, like, kinda the same thing if you think about it. I saw Modern Baseball with Knuckle Puck, and
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, I do not like Knuckle Puck," at the time.
Really? That's
Like,
great. What year was that?
2014? Yeah, 2014. I saw them, it was, Somos, Modern Baseball, and Knuckle Puck played before Modern Baseball, and I was like, "I don't like this." But
Gotcha.
at the time, I
Dude,
was just not into it.
all that stuff missed me. Even now, I don't listen to any pop punk past, like, 2007. Besides, like, The Wonder Years, Stories So Far. I like Knuckle Puck too, but that's mainly because we played with them.
Y'all had them
Before
on a
we played with
song.
them yeah, but that wasn't my taste.
Okay.
That's like there are other guys in Stateside who that was their bread and butter growing up, was like Eric, like the 2010s pop
So he
punk
likes
stuff.
Neck Deep a lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was never
Along
into
with
that.
the 2000s. But for me, like, there's just some quality about a lot of the 2010s stuff that I think it just doesn't feel the same to me as like the old school quote unquote pop punk
Mhm.
from like 2002. It's just I don't know if it's just like there's more of an emo influence and there's like or the production is cleaner, but there's just something that I think is kind of lost in translation. And for me, I can't get into it. Like I can't really get into Neck Deep. I can't. I'm trying to think of other bands.
Wonder Years I never was really into.
I do like them a lot,
Really?
actually. I do. I really like the lyrics. He's a good. He writes good lyrics. Also produced by Steve Evans, who did like every good '90s hardcore record and Through Being Cool and a bunch of other stuff. So that probably has something to do with it.
Mhm. I'm trying to think of what else I like. There was a band from, uh, Vancouver called, Daggermouth.
Oh, they're really cool.
They're
Daggermouth
really
is awesome.
they had hardcore in their shit, which was I always thought was really cool. Um,
Dude, Daggermouth. Did you ever get into A Loss for Words
no.
from Boston? Similar. It's
Okay.
like pop punk with more of like a fast hardcore vibe.
That's I really liked that era, but
Yeah, it's awesome. It was
trying to
like
think
the
2006?
2000
Yeah,
2006, like Set Your Goals, same thing.
absolutely. I think was it Set Your Goals that got booed off stage in Montreal.
Really?
Yeah, because they were like on a really heavy bill and they were sandwiched between like two really, really heavy bands and got booed off stage. And they'll never come back.
Dude, that's crazy. That's so like typical though. That's like even now, like it literally just happened. It's like LDB. It's like when you are the lightest band on like a really heavy bill, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But if you're the heavy band on a light bill,
Hard.
people will probably it's like in the 2010s, you'd have like a bunch of pop punk bands with like the token hardcore band, like
Yeah.
Counterparts or like Expire
Hmm.
or Knots Loose. They were always touring with pop punk bills. And I feel like that went well. But when you have the inverse, it seems like it doesn't.
You know, I think you're onto something. That's interesting. Because, yeah, we played Portland recently with, do you know the band Stab?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
So they're kind of, I wouldn't call them emo per se, but they're definitely in the vein. Like they play, I don't even know what to, it's kind of like softer Haywire with singing. It's much more
Okay.
melodic. It's good. It's like, it's very good, but I would say it's a little emo. Um, and we played with another emo band called Moments of, that's also from like, I think the Portland area. And, we were like the heaviest band on the bill, and people still moshed super hard. And then whenever the emo music started, they stage dove. So it did go really well. But maybe that's just like because the scene is like it's like a scene. It's not like a hardcore scene or like a pop punk scene. It's just a scene.
Yeah, I mean that helps too. When the scene is more unified
Hmm.
and you have people that kind of just go to every show and all the bands play together on mixed bills. When things are more fragmented, then it's, it's harder to like recombine and have the same effect from the audience.
Well, all that to say, everybody open your mind, okay? You don't have to just be into like heavy shit. You can like everything. You can like a little bit of there, here and there and stuff. You can like brand new. It's okay.
It's just the cool factor. I mean, I think as time goes on, at least with the current wave, that stuff will be considered even now, I mean, I think it's to certain people it is cool, but that'll probably keep growing.
Hmm.
Some people will never think it's cool and that's fine. Everybody has different tastes, but you know,
Right, let's bring back finger points. You know, when I was got your finger in the air, waving it, singing along, stage dives,
finger point core.
finger point core, posse jumps. Give me some posse jumps. I'm trying to think of more stereotypes. Bring back short shorts with oversized t-shirts. That's very 2010s. You know,
I don't know if I could agree with that. I don't like that look. But everything else is cool.
I got so many photos locked away of me in short shorts with big t-shirts and
Yeah.
like high top Vans.
I was wearing that in like 2017 and I don't look back on it fondly.
Okay, yeah, for me it was like 2013. It was early.
Gotcha. No, that's
2012.
very like mid, like the 5 panel hat
Oh, dude, the
and like
5 panel hats.
yeah.
I forgot about that. Let's not bring that back. Let's keep that
Then you got
dead.
like the like chest print, the like side of the pocket print t-shirts. Dude, what was up with like
With
oh yep, yep, there you
yeah,
go.
with the giant ass back print.
Yeah. What was up with like the really bad merch designs of that era though, where there was like arrows and like crossed arrows and like flowers and like it was all like really
R-
clean graphic design. Why was that a thing?
or even like the really generic overused tattoo designs, but they were super
Yeah,
clean. Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of that. I think we all are. I don't know what it was. It was like very much a 2015 thing.
sure. I just every time like I'll go on Depop and I'll scroll and like you pass someone selling their like counterpart shirt from 2014 and
Literally, that's what I was going to
it's
pull
like
up.
the ugliest thing you've ever seen.
Like it's disgusting.
It's just
Or like
I mean, I'm sure at the time it was like, "Oh, this is amazing," but, it
man
didn't age.
man overboard merch.
Dude, oh my god. We're all-time low from that era with the heart and the eye. It's
I w-
absolutely terrible.
I will say they're playing Warped Montreal. Um, I gotta sing Maria Count Me In. You can't not sing it.
Oh, that record's fantastic.
And
That
then
record's fantastic.
I feel like they got into shit, but I don't know the details because I didn't care about the band when it came out. Like I stopped caring about the band. Oh, Man
Yeah, I
Overboard
think
did the
s
Defend Pop Punk. That's what it was. The
yeah.
fucking AK-47 with Defend Pop Punk. Oh man, we love that. We love it. Bring it back, dude. Y'all got to print a Defend Pop Punk shirt.
I don't know if I could
Please
do that.
do it for me, please. I'm not buying any
I I
merch
I
unless
I
it
think
says
I think someone with, like it has to be a band with, like I don't know. I don't think we can do that. I think I'll veto it.
what do you
I
about?
think
What
I'll
about
veto it.
did you ever listen what about Transit?
Um,
I feel
I've
like
heard the name. I think it's been played in a tour van.
they were like on the
Uh,
scene for a very short time and then they kind of like went away.
okay.
But they were hot for a minute. Um
The name rings a bell for sure.
yeah,
I'm sure I've heard the music.
let's not bring back the that merch. Let's not do that anymore. Um that was a dark time.
Dude, it's like, you know, no. Let's leave it in the past. Let's bring back I really like small chest prints on heavyweight t-shirts because okay, the other thing is that all of that merch that was had the really terrible like tattoo designs was on like Bella canvas with like this the most like ridiculous fitting. It makes you look like you should be wearing like a man bun or something in 2013. But I guess it's all just of the era. So
Yeah. That was around the time of like top knot haircuts.
and the people were wearing like V-necks and like really short sleeves and it's all very tight fitting and
I
skinny
y-
jeans and it's all rolled up and
you're definitely not allowed to look at my Facebook from that time. That was me.
sorry. This isn't personal. It's just like that trend of dress is very 2010s.
Like Toms, you remember the Toms shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Toms
do.
with like skinny jeans cropped with like a deep V and like swoopy hair. That was me. But I did play in a band that sounded like A Day to Remember. So if that
Yeah.
adds insult to any injury,
I think about what it is for me is that is past the point of nostalgia.
absolutely.
Like my nostalgia is earlier than that, is to like the 2000s era, the early and mid 2000s. So like I think like that style of dress is cool. It's like studded belts and like, you know, the dark wash jeans and like the small t-shirts. But it's like a normal cut t-shirt, but they're just wearing like
The
it's not
smallest, the
oversized. Yeah.
smallest one.
And it's all like spiky hair and shit like that. Like I think that's cool. I think that's cool. Um,
One of my friends was talking about getting frosted tips, but he's like 26, and he was like, "Oh, I see all the pictures of people with frosted tips." I was like, "Leo, do not do it. Don't do that." And he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because it looks cool on certain people, but it just for the broad sense of humanity does not look good."
it's a person by person thing for sure. It's some people can pull it off. It's harder these days.
It's like
'Cause
Justin
I think
Timberlake
like
can do it because he's Justin Timberlake, you know. But like most of us can't do it.
you have to have the right hair for it too.
Hmm.
Like I couldn't do that. My hair
Curly
is
hair
way too
people,
curly.
yeah, curly hair people, and he's got curly hair. I was like, it doesn't look right with curly hair. You'd have to like chop all
Yeah.
your hair off.
Yeah.
So, dude, that's a tangent too. Let me know what's next for Stateside. You guys put out Where You Found Me. It's been on Pure Noise. You guys are doing some touring. What's going on now?
So right now we are working on writing some more music. We had a bunch of kind of, B-sides from the record, like, stuff that was on the cutting room floor
Mhm.
that we're trying to write into, more songs. We're gonna do another EP this year, I think, like, between 3 and 6 songs. And hopefully we're gonna record that in the next few months, but just working on writing some stuff right now for that. And I think that's gonna be more in, like, the traditional pop punk direction. We definitely went more kind of emo on the LP. I think for it was a good, like, a half and half, but the songs that we're going to that we have coming up are more like stuff we were doing on Is What We Do, I feel like.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there's like, we're going to Japan. Um, Hopefully another full US tour in the fall. But yeah, international. I mean, it's gonna be a cool year for sure.
That's gonna be sick. I know sometimes touring can be a lot, but it's so much fun.
It really is. I think like the 30 minutes I'm on stage on tour every night are like the logistics of being on tour is always a pain.
Mhm.
It's like but playing on stage makes it worth it. It's like the highlight. It's like it makes it all worth it.
Yeah. Like, that 20, 30 minutes is, like, the best 20 to 30 minutes ever,
Yeah.
and then it's, like, 24 and a half hours, I mean, 23 and a half hours, you're, like, in a van.
Yeah, or like you're loading in and out of the venue or the security's being dickheads or,
You're,
you
like
know.
yeah, in a green room, and every green room is the same.
Well, some of them are better than others.
Maybe at your level.
I've been in some really bad green rooms that really shouldn't be called green rooms at all,
Okay.
and I've been in some great ones. And, it's funny how much of a kind of a gap there is.
Is there any
But,
particular one that stands out?
um, like for good or bad or
I would
both.
say for bad, like, that just sticks out as, like, "Oh my god."
I think it's the Bluebird Theater in Denver.
Okay.
The green room is like pretty much like a basement area,
Mhm.
but it's really tiny. It's like you go down a hall. I'm sorry, you go down a staircase behind the stage, and it's like a strip. It's like the size of a hallway,
Shit.
and it's like brick walls, and it's dirty, and it's like underneath the stage, and it's tiny, and there's like a fridge, and there's like a chair, and it's like more like a dungeon than a green room. That venue is really cool.
Okay.
It's just old. It's like an old building.
Right. We have a place that's kinda like that in Montreal, but it's like a 100 cap room, and then there's a staircase that goes down behind the stage, and it's a bit more of like a full basement, but it's right under the stage, and it's extremely loud. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, like, the venue with the green room where it's, like, a converted fucking closet or some shit like that, and then there's, like, ones where it's, like, a proper, like, okay, they have, like, a shower, they have,
like a vanity area.
like, seating,
Mhm.
like a lounge area. The shower is always, like that's always welcome, but then sometimes it's, like, there's, like, 1 shower, and so it's, like, everyone on the tour package is, like, trying to fucking fight over 1 shower after the set.
Absolutely. F yeah, I've seen that happen before, but it was at a bigger venue, and, like, the tour package had, like, a like, 2 of the bands had big buses, and one of them had, like, a bandwagon, but then they're like, "Oh, yeah, we need to use the shower." I'm like, "There's not enough hot water, bro. Y'all might have to do the lottery thing. Some of y'all might have to shower on the bus." But the bus shower never works.
That's what they said.
I mean, that's like a thing, I think. I've literally everyone I
Really?
know that's been on buses, they're like, "The bus doesn't work, like, the shower doesn't work on the bus."
Like, it doesn't get hot or just doesn't work at all?
I don't know if it's that it doesn't get hot or that the pressures might suck or that it just doesn't work, like the drain is broken or something, I don't know. I find that, like, showers on buses almost never work.
Interesting.
I don't know why. Maybe that's
I mean,
bandwagons.
I imagine that the plumbing is like you're not getting the same water pressure that you would off of like city plumbing.
Yeah. And then you
So
can't
I'm sure
shit
the
on the bus.
pressure.
You can't shit on buses either.
Oh,
Yep.
well, you can, but the thing is, like, it's like I forget what they call it. It's like gray water and black water
Mhm.
or something like that. So, like, this one time states I had to rent an RV to finish a tour, and it's the same concept, but we pretty much you pretty much have to, like you have to dump the waste, but it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Mhm.
So it's easier to more uh, it's less inconvenient to dump, like, pee.
Right.
So we're just like, "Okay, so no one's gonna take a shit on the RV. We're just gonna pee, and then it'll be easy." Because it's like a whole other thing for, like, solid waste and all that.
Did y'all have to hot bag?
Describe it. I don't know the term.
You don't? When
No.
you so you take a bag and you put it, like, you, like, kinda sit over it. You shit in a bag, you tie it up, and you throw it out the window while you're driving down the highway instead of
No. Oh my god. No, I've never done that. We've
oh,
never done that.
that's a hot bag.
That's crazy.
So that you don't have to, like, deal with the waste in the RV, you just throw it out the window while driving 70.
And then it lands on someone's windshield.
No, you try to clear it from the road, you know? You try to, like, get a nice
Gotcha.
distance out. You don't want it smashing against somebody's. We don't want that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. That'd be a really bad day for someone.
That'd be horrible. Could you imagine?
It's like a literal sack of shit hits your windshield.
And it's not like a clean it's not gonna be good. It's gonna, like, best case scenario is that it splatters only on some of the windshield. Worst case, it breaks the windshield.
Oh, I don't even wanna think about the results of that.
Whoo!
Mm, that's terrible.
That's nasty. Um,
That was crazy. I didn't even know people did that.
I don't know if people still do it. It's just I've heard so many stories of bands having to do it. I don't know why. Just stop at a rest stop. Maybe it's like when you're in, like, that area of Texas where there's nothing.
See, but at that point, it's just like pull off on the shoulder and just shit on the side.
There's no time.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
I was always like, "Why don't you just pull over?" But no, you gotta hot bag it.
Now, wait, is this like a thing with like Canadian bands or like American bands or
No,
anyone?
I've only heard it from American bands.
Oh my god, I never heard this ever. I
Uh,
never
whenever
heard
y
that.
whenever you're touring with, like, an older band, maybe ask them. Be like, "Y'all ever hot bag?"
I can't even think about one of my bandmates like shitting in the van, even like in a bag, but like just like you're gonna smell it. I
No, this
can't.
is more like on the like, in a situation where there's a bathroom on the van or on
Oh,
the
yeah. Oh,
RV or
so we're talking like a
bandwagon. Yeah,
bigger.
yeah, yeah. Like a
Okay, okay, okay,
bandwagon
okay,
or like a
okay,
bus or
okay.
something.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
But I think in those scenarios, like, the timing, they drive overnight to the next stop, and then you kinda gotta
Okay,
so
yeah,
maybe there isn't time to pull
sure.
over and let all 10 people out, so it's like you just gotta deal.
Gotcha. So it is. It's more like a. I just haven't experienced that kind of context.
Not
Well,
yet.
maybe I'll get the chance at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, not yet, but, you know.
Not yet.
Um, Ben, I really appreciate you hanging out. This has been a lot of fun talking.
Yeah, man, I agree. This has been
Just have one last question for you before we sign off.
sure.
What's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
My favorite city.
Mhm.
Oh, like for each category
Sure.
for beans and breakdowns. Let me think about this. I think it's gonna be LA. I mean, there's like so much good coffee here,
Mhm.
and I mean, SoCal hardcore is kind of unbeatable in my unbiased opinion.
Unbiased.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's good. I haven't spent time there in a long time, so I might be, due for a visit.
Yeah, come through. I mean, there's a bunch of great coffee. Um, I listed some earlier. There's also like I live in Long Beach right now, and there's a lot of good stuff down here. There's like Stereoscope. There's Good Time. There's so much good stuff. There's like I think I said Play already in
Mhm.
Orange County. Yeah,
A lot of my friends like Canyon.
Canyon.
Yeah, there's one in Echo Park.
I've never heard of it. I'll have to check that out.
My bassist was down. He was there with a an ex girlfriend or something for like they stayed for a week or two, and he said Canyon was like right by um his Airbnb. But I had Martine on from Terror a while back, and he also said that Canyon was good. Um,
Oh, sick.
yeah, it's in where the fuck is this? Yeah, Echo Park. It's on Echo Park Avenue.
Damn. Okay, I'll have to go. I don't spend a ton of time in that part of LA, to be honest.
Also,
So,
Coffee Commissary.
coffee commissary.
Have you been there?
Noted. No, I haven't.
It's been a minute since I went. I think I was there in like 2021, maybe 2020, but it was like the Fairfax location was sick.
Oh, damn. Cool.
And, and Go Get 'em Tiger.
I have been there. I'm really quick going to okay, I remember what it is. So there's a new place that just opened up not too long ago in, Gardena called, Junia, and that is run by Mikey, who I think he was the owner at of the LA Dayglow?
Okay. How do you spell
I could be wrong
Junia?
on that. Junia.
There we go.
I could be wrong about his role, but he left Dayglow and opened his own,
Okay.
and, Junia is awesome. Really, really good stuff. So if you're ever in, like the south part of LA, um, like the South Bay, go hit up Junia. It's awesome.
Sick.
I think it's, Junia Cafe, like on maps.
Yeah, it's
But shout out Mikey.
near
Awesome.
near Lawndale. Oh, it's in Gardena. Gardena. Dude, LA's
Yeah.
too big. There's too many people here. This is fucked up.
Yeah, you're telling me, dude. It's really crazy going on tour and, like, there's cities where it's, like, it takes 20 minutes to drive from the one side to the other,
Yeah.
and I compare that to my experience at home here, where it could take up to 2 hours to drive from or even more
Yeah.
from one side, but eh, LA is also it's like this huge, just like a cosmopolitan sprawl, like, just urban sprawl, like, from, like Ventura all the way down to San Clemente. It's like this whole it doesn't end. And out to the IE from Riverside, it's like a triangle of like those three. And it's just
Hmm.
like it
Yeah,
just doesn't end.
like Inland Empire is part of LA, but it's also its own thing. And then like the Valley is its own thing, but it's also in LA. It's like so weird.
Well, the IE is its own thing. It's in a different county.
Okay.
It's in part of it is San Bernardino County and the other part is Riverside County,
Right.
but the valley is LA County.
LA County.
I guess
Yeah.
part of like greater LA.
Yeah. Whenever I used to work for a company that had an office there, so they would send me sometimes, but I would stay in Santa Clarita, which is like so far north.
Right.
I don't even think that's in LA County anymore.
No. No, that's too far north.
Dude, I'm from a city that has 100,000 people in it, so I don't know anything about big cities like this. It's too much.
No, it's crazy. I mean, I used to live in Denver, and
Okay.
that's, I think, a comparable size,
Mhm.
or at least it was when I was living there. And yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's way different.
Yeah, I don't I'm like so I work in film now and like I think there might be a point where I have to move to LA
Okay.
for a bit just to like help kind of get ahead a little bit in my career. Um but I'm like a little dreading it, like low
How
key.
so?
I
Like
just
just like dealing with the adjustment to the new.
like the amount of people that I'd have to live around just stresses me out. And I don't own a
You're good.
car right now. And it's great.
Well, that's a blessing and a curse for here, because for here you kind of need a car to get around, but at the same time that also opens you up to dealing with traffic, which
And
is one of my least favorite things ever.
well, and like $6 a gallon gas.
Yeah, it's like it's up past 5 right now here with the war in Iran and all that.
Yep.
Thank you,
Um,
Donald Trump,
yeah, thanks.
for the $6 gas.
Amongst other things. um,
Yeah, that's only the tip of, like, the shit iceberg
the
with
sh-
this administration, but
yeah, there's a number of things. I'm very much an East Coast person. I vibe with people from the East
respect.
Coast a lot. Like everyone's kind of mean, um, but in like a authentically good way.
Mhm.
And my experience with people, not you and not really people from like hardcore, so to speak, but the more normie people that I've dealt with, it's kind of like this weird fake niceness and
In
like,
LA.
yeah, and like fake. And I don't mean this in a mean way at all. It's very much cultural, and I think it's just something that I would have to adjust to. Where it's like people try to like, uh, they try to care enough to like get get you to like, I don't know, like they act like they care about you just so that you care about them in a way. I don't know how if that's like that's just the vibe I've gotten.
For sure. I mean, there is an aspect of that. I I I don't know if I run into that enough to where I notice a pattern, but I have heard of that
Okay.
as, like, a cultural, like, the whole, like, LA personality where it's, like, pretty much what you described, but also, like, I don't hang out with, like I don't go to clubs, I don't go to bars, I don't hang out with, like, influencer people, like, typical, like, LA heads, or, like I guess those would be more like transplants, but
Mhm.
I think that's more like a transplant thing.
I feel like that could
Like,
be it. Like I feel
people
like
who move to LA and they kind of adopt, like, the worst parts of the culture.
yeah, and maybe that's the
Because
vibe that I get it from.
for sure, because like, everyone I know and hang out with really is, like, they're in a hardcore one way or another, and they're, like, born and raised LA, and they're great people.
That's true. I have another friend named Grayson who is like from I think he's from Orange County originally, but he like lived in Savannah when I was living there and we used to hang out. He's super nice. So maybe it is a transplant thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to move there for a bit and check it out.
Yeah, that's definitely I've seen and heard that, like, yeah, that's the vibe. And that makes
Anyway,
sense though, because it's like, you move somewhere and you're trying to, like
reinvent yourself.
yeah, and you're adopting, like, just the things you see on the surface.
Yeah, just speed run being an asshole. That's a good way to live.
Very
Uh,
productive.
I feel like I just am slowly digging myself a grave with the different like areas of the world by being like, I think the people from this place are like this and they're not, but it's just been my um experience anecdotally. So I apologize to anybody who takes offense to that because I could just be completely out of pocket with my opinion. So um but most people I know from LA personally are really nice. So
I think it's, like, people everywhere in general are, like, cool. Like, I don't think I think, like, people as a whole are, like, usually nice. It's just, like, there's different flavors of how you, like, get there. Like,
very
people are saying, like, the stereotype is, like, oh, like, Philly or New York, it's like, "Oh, just fucking assholes," but it's like they're not. But there's kind of just, like, a kind of roughness that you have to get used to,
I love
but they're
that.
all really dope people. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely I do.
That's like, the stereotype is, like I mean, in every stereotype, there is, like, a little bit of truth, but it's
Y-
generalized.
Yeah. Like Southern hospitality where I'm from. Like I see it as
Yeah,
it's like fake nice, and it's like people just want to get to know your secrets so they can gossip. That's basically
sure.
what it is. But to like somebody who is maybe from like the Midwest or something, then they're like, oh, everybody in the South is so nice because they're like they say y'all and they like will always want to give you food and stuff. But you know, it's all about context, I think. So you're right. I like Philly because everybody's really mean.
Yeah, yeah. But then it's like, when you get to know the people, it's like they're, like, really dope people. Like, I have a
Yeah,
bunch of
absolutely.
family
That's
from
what I'm
Philly. That's
saying.
where, like, most of my family's from. And, there is, like yeah, like, that aspect like, that kind of rough aspect on the surface. But, yeah, it's just how it goes, I guess.
It's real people.
You just have to, like, go somewhere and, like, I guess, live there long enough and meet enough people and gets to know them well enough to where it's like you get past the whatever stereotypes that you think of them.
Oh, well, now that I've completely offended everyone and ostracized all of my listeners, Ben, thanks so much for hanging out. Wish you guys all the best.
Dude, thank you so much for having me on. This was a lot of fun.